Hello everyone, hope you guys are doing well. Today we're going to talk about India and diabetes. A recent study published in one of the medical journals said that India has 100 million plus diabetics and it has 136 million plus pre-diabetic. Now how the hell did we land up here, and how can you keep yourself away from this lifestyle disorder? This video is not just for Indians, it is for everyone who wants to stay away from type 2 diabetes, as it is one of the fastest growing lifestyle disorders. But if you want to stay away from it, you need to focus on two major things. The first is the diet and the second one is the lifestyle. But first we are going to talk about what led India to have 100 million plus diabetes patients. The first reason is refined foods. Now, refined foods are basically foods which have been processed in a food processing unit to increase their shelf life. Now, when this process happens of increasing the shelf life, you're basically getting rid of all the vitamins and minerals and antioxidants which are actually very important for your health. So when you're eating refined foods, you're basically eating foods which have empty calories. Now, this leads to obesity, then it leads to the rise in blood sugar levels, and then it leads to diabetes. The next point is sedentary lifestyle. With the introduction of personal computers, India started moving towards a more sedentary lifestyle. Before the personal computers were introduced, India was basically majorly into farming activities which demanded high laborious work. But as the IT industry started growing, Indians started moving towards the IT and the BPO jobs, which basically had odd working hours. And those odd working hours basically led to the disruption of the endocrine system and the hormones that we have in our bodies, and that also led to the onset of type 2 diabetes. The next point is urbanization. So when people started leaving villages for cities for better livelihood, they basically left a simpler lifestyle for a more complex one. The urban lifestyle forced people to not really care about their eating and their sleeping patterns because all they focused on was making a living for themselves, and that basically gave them a lot of stress. And that also kind of ruled out any sort of physical activities because people started moving more on wheels than on their own two legs. And this sort of increased, the sedentariness of their lifestyle. And this also basically led to the onset of type 2 diabetes in a major way in India. The next point is Green Revolution. Now, Green Revolution gave India food security with the help of high yielding seeds. But the same high yielding seeds stripped the crops of fiber, which is very, very helpful in maintaining the blood glucose levels. So for a country that eats rotis made of wheat twice a day had to lose to type 2 diabetes because of this very reason. But this is not the end. You can stay away from type 2 diabetes by focusing on your diet and your lifestyle. Now we're going to talk about 7 diet and lifestyle related points which are going to help you in staying away from type 2 diabetes. The first one is walk after meals. Whether you have diabetes or not, you must make sure that you walk for about 20 minutes post 20 minutes of your meals. Now this is going to help you in balancing out your blood glucose levels, which rise after each and every meal that you consume. And not just diabetes, this is also going to take care of a lot of other metabolic disorders that you might catch going forward. The second one is eat early dinners. Now, you must realize that the body runs on nature's rhythm called circadian rhythm. Now, what this means is that when the sun rises, your body is ready to accept food because the digestion starts. And when the sun sets, the digestion starts slowing down. So what this means in other words is that you should consume your last meal around sunset, as this will help you in absorbing your food properly. The next point is eat whole foods. So eating whole foods ensures that you are consuming only a nutrient-dense diet, which is actually going to nourish your body. So completely get rid of simple carbs like pastas, breads, chips, and all sorts of packaged foods. The next point is fasting. Make sure there is a gap of at least 12 hours between your dinner and your breakfast. This gap basically helps you heal the damaged cells in the body and activates clock genes, which are going to be beneficial for your health in the long term. Having this gap also balances out the insulin levels, which is a major factor in managing your type 2 diabetes. The next point is walk during calls. One of the easiest ways to include more movement in your everyday routine is to get up from your seat and walk during calls. This strategy has helped me clock more than 10,000 steps on days when I had a lot of calls without putting in much efforts. It is a bonus for people who are trying to lose fat and get fit. So give this a shot and see the changes for yourself. The next point is manage your emotional well-being. Now, stress is something that majority of the people go through, but not a lot of people are actually able to manage it. Now, there are various ways of managing stress. For example, doing some pranayama, getting into some physical exercise, or just going for a walk. But it is very, very important to manage your stress, because stress is also one of the reasons for type 2 diabetes. So having some sort of activity that basically helps you reduce your stress will actually help you in managing your chances of getting type 2 diabetes. The last point is about having a protein rich and a medium fat diet. Having more protein is one of the surest ways to get rid of all sorts of hunger cravings, because protein is something that keeps you full during the day. But if you do not have good amount of protein, then hunger pangs is something that will make you snack, and that is something that will raise your insulin levels, and in the long term it can also lead to type 2 diabetes. Having healthy fats from ghee, nuts, olive oil, to name a few, is very, very important, as healthy fats promote satiety and they also take your focus away from food. This is a great way to reduce the number of meals that you eat and also reduce the insulin spikes that you will have during the day. I hope you like this video. Give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I will see you in the next video. Until then, eat well, sleep tight, move some more, and get some sunshine. Have a wonderful day.